And we said, do you recite anything? Because we always have this impression that Iranians are very good at recitations. So, we said recite, and we would have dua tawassul and other duas. And to use a term that the youngsters use today, when Agha recited dua tawassul, I was blown away. And then after that, as the years went by, dua iftitah, dua kumel, adhan, the Quran gatherings we used to have at the Zainabiyya Hussainiya is so much at a quality that Reza's contribution is there. So today, alhamdulillah, it's a great pleasure to welcome Agha Reza here with us. I believe it's the first time the whole program is going to be conducted by one person, and I'm looking forward. Agha Shuma, Bifam. Oh, by the way, the whole lecture will be in Farsi today, because Sultan Bhai said that if you don't understand, he will translate it. With a loud Nare Salawat, Muhammadin wa Ali Muhammad Salawat.
They've got their doctorate from life itself. So your experience really matters more than anybody who can study any subject. You have an experience of life, and I'm really honored to be amongst you. And I'm rather nervous. What would I say that is new to you guys? I don't think I can find anything I can say that is new to you. You have done it, and you have been in it for most of your life. But I'm going to make an attempt, inshallah, bi'iznillah, we could share some ideas with each other. Brother Musaddaq has been very kind to me. He really praised me more than I deserve. Also, I really thoroughly enjoyed the exercise. This was the first time I've done so much exercise in my life. I'd never done it before. So I think on program it says that I need to recite a chapter from Quran. What I have done in order to recite a section that is very familiar to your ear, I'm going to recite that from Surah An-Naml. In Surah An-Naml, ayah number 59, I'm going to begin with. And the maqam that I'm going to use, maqam is obviously, as you know, is the melody, is the tune, is the style of your recitation. There is about 8 different maqam which has been established through the time that based on only riwayat, not sound, because there have been no sound at the time of Prophet or recording. But what they have done, some of the ulama of Tajweed, they have written that how the Quran has been recited with the Qurra Sab'a, Qurra Ashra. And 8 of them has been established now, and mainly with scholars of Al-Azhar University of Egypt. And they trained and educate some Qaris, which are very eminent all over the world. One of them has been my favorite, 3 of them are my favorite. I wish Ustad Murtaza Bandali was here because he would have budged for what I say. One of them is Nahavand, which the melody is very, very international almost. You can actually match it with an English music. Not music, I'm not saying music as a music, but with the tune, English tune, you can actually blend it and match it. I have chosen that to recite today, and I've recited a few times in different majalis where the gathering has been international, we have been English people and so on and so forth. So I'm going to try that. You may like it, you may not like it. I rely on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that make me successful and delivering it. Inshallah. Before I should start with, إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل الحمد لله قل الحمد لله قل الحمد لله وسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى. الله خير أما يشركون. أمن خلق السماوات والأرض وأنزل لكم من السماء ماء فأنبتنا به حدائق ذات بهجة ما كان لكم أن تنبتوا شجرها أإله مع الله أستغفر الله ربي وأتوب إليه. أإله مع الله بل هم قوم يعدلون. أمن جعل الأرض قرارا وجعل خلالها أنهارا وجعل لها رواسي وجعل بين البحرين حاجزا وجعل بين البحرين حاجزا أإله مع الله أإله مع الله بل أكثرهم لا يعلمون. أمن يجيب المضطر إذا دعاه ويكشف السوء أَمَّن يُجِيبُ الْمُضْطَرَّ إِذَا دَعَاهُ وَيَكْشِفُ السُّوءَ وَيَجْعَلُكُمْ خُلَفَاءَ الْأَرْضِ أَإِلَٰهٌ مَّعَ اللَّهِ أَإِلَٰهٌ مَّعَ اللَّهِ قَلِيلًا مَّا تَذَكَّرُونَ أَمَّن يَهْدِيكُمْ فِي الظُّلُمَاتِ الْبَرِّ وَالْبَحْرِ وَمَن يُرْسِلِ الرِّيَاحَ بُشْرًا بَيْنَ يَدَيْ رَحْمَتِهِ أَإِلَٰهٌ مَّعَ اللَّهِ تَعَالَى اللَّهُ عَمَّا يُشْرِكُونَ صدق الله العلي العظيم وصدق رسوله النبي الأمين الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. اللهم نور قلوبنا بالقرآن وزين أخلاقنا بالقرآن ونجنا من النار بالقرآن وادخلنا في الجنة بالقرآن. اللهم اشف مرضانا بالقرآن. اللهم اغفر أمواتنا بالقرآن. اللهم تقبل قيامنا وركوعنا وسجودنا بالقرآن. اللهم اجعل القرآن لنا في الدنيا قرينا وفي القبر مونسا وعلى الصراط نورا وفي الجنة رفيقا ومن النار سترا وحجابا. وصلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه أمير النبيين خاتم المرسلين أبا القاسم المصطفى محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين وسلم تسليما كثيرا كثيرا بحرمة سورة المباركة الفاتحة مع الصلوات. صلى على محمد وعلى محمد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. I hope I didn't expand on the time now.
Just make an announcement.
Sure.
And then you will continue with you.
No problem.
You sit down there. I'll take the microphone a minute. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. The Leicester senior citizens have invited us on the 15th of March, on Wednesday, to go for the Imam Zamana Day to celebrate. So those people who want to join us on that day, please give your names to Azad Baidala, and then, but we need to have your names by 8th of March so that we can book the transport and also let the the Leicester seniors know how many people are coming from Asia for facilities for cooking, yeah, catering facilities. The cost will be £10, but please, we need to know by 8th of March so that we can book the transportation, yeah? Yeah? I hope that's clear, yeah? Oh, and also, those people who are not joining us, the program will continue here at Stanmore, those people who don't want to go to Leicester. There's been some sort of a confusion, unfortunately, but we could not cancel because there's a donor who wanted it to have it on that day. So, and also, we might not have a senior citizen gathering here on the 15th of Rajab, which is, I believe, on 15th of Shaban, sorry, 15th of Shaban. We will not have a program here. I can't remember exact date. I think it's 8th of March. 8th of March, yes? So it's 15th of Rajab. So we will not have a program here on that day. I believe people will be fasting and all that, so they won't be coming, yeah? So on that day, we will have no program. Asante, thank you very much. If you need any more clarification, please come and see me, yeah? Thank you.
Thank you very much. I hope my recitation didn't go beyond the time allocated, no? Inshallah, good. So the first one that hit me, I know that I have to stop completely, yeah, sure. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين أبا القاسم المصطفى محمد وعلى آل بيت الطيبين الطاهرين أما بعد. I thought very hard that what could be a subject that I could choose to share with you, senior gentlemen, experienced people. And so what I've done, I said to myself, what is most important aspect of our religion fundamentally? It is obviously Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Quran, and then the Ahlul Bayt to the last Imam al-Zaman alayhi salatu wa salam. So I said to myself, talking about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you all know it, and this subject is a subject which is related to each individual heart. Talking about Quran, then I can talk about it because, as I said, as many years I've been involved in it. So I'm just going to share some of the stuff. I'm pretty sure it's nothing new to you, but I'm just going to go through it if you allow me. In Quran, we have got two aspects of Quran is very important. First of all, we have to find out what is Quran. What is the actual word of Quran actually mean? There are two words in Islam that explanation of that takes ages to be explained. One of them is the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah itself. You can't really segment it. You can't actually associate a straight meaning to it. The meaning is million meanings can be attached to actual name of Allah. The second one is Quran. What does actually Quran mean? Some say it means Gharai, some says is just refer to the book. But the actual meaning of it that they have come close to it, scholar, is read me. Read me means Quran. So Quran means has to be read. If it is not read, that we can easily say, no, then Allah, this is not Quran. Quran, when it's become Quran, as soon as it become vocal and it become read. Yeah. The Quran, as you know, at the time of, when was it actually compiled? You know that there is a lot of scholars, and mainly they are from the Sunni. They said, oh, at the time of Osman, and you know the story that they had to burn all the additional one and compile it to one Quran that we have now. But something interesting happened a few years ago. Many scholars have been searching to find that which one is the actual oldest Quran or segment of Quran. Some say there is, they find something in Somali. Some said they found somebody in Aljazair. Various narration that, yeah, Quran was, the oldest Quran is there. But it's very interesting that they find the Quran in Birmingham, from all places, in the university, in library, carbon dated. Didn't go to the time of Osman, nor Umar, not Abu Bakr, right to the time of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And that's really blow everybody up, that this is the oldest Quran from the time of actually life of that Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And it makes sense, because Quran, when was revealed to Prophet, it didn't reveal just during the day and a specific time of the day, did it? It could have been any time, middle of the night, whatever. Where were they, Qurra and Kuttab and Huffaz, to hear it from Prophet? Who did it? Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib. He was in the house of Prophet all the time, day and night. He was like a child of Prophet, really. So he would have written it. He would have memorized it. He would have recited. Why they did hire this important factor, I never know. Quran was collected at the time of Prophet, during the life of Prophet, and was written by Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam, and kept by Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam. Now they said, oh, okay, Imam Ali brought this Quran, wrapped it in a yellow cloth, and presented to Khulafa, and they said, oh no, we are okay. We've got Ibn Thabit, he is going to go commissioned to be collected Quran, and so on and so forth. But in my opinion, humble opinion, Quran is the Quran that Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam from the tongue of Prophet wrote and kept. Right, so that scenario goes out of the window, that it was collected at the time of Osman. I would say, no way. And some scholars said it was collected at the time of Abu Bakr. Why? Because Abu Bakr had a battle of Yamama, and a lot of Qurra died on that battle. So he panicked. And he said, oh my God, we have to do something about Quran. All of the Qurra has gone. Because you know, the Quran has come to us from three sources. One is the Kuttab, the one who write it. And they were a group of people, and 7 of them are very, very famous. And they were a student of Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam, who wrote it. And then there is Huffaz. Huffaz, those who have memorized it. And these people are absolutely trained from the time of Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, because when Musa came with the revelation, with the tablets, he had to train some people to really have a strong memory to whatever he says, because it's a law. And they have to really memorize it and pass it on to others. So he trained some Huffaz. And some of those Huffaz, in the same tradition, were the time of Prophet, and they actually memorized the Quran. And the other group was Qurra. Qurra have to recite it and to be corrected by Imam Ali, or with those 7 scholars, it was a student of Imam Ali alayhi salam. Those are the background of Quran. Now, 2 things for those of you who recite Quran mujawwad. Mujawwad with this slow recitation, really with ta'anni. This is mujawwad. Murattal is the one that the Pish Namaz does it, very quickly, go through it. Mujawwad, 2 aspects of it is very important. One is waqf, where to stop, and when to begin. Why is that important? You have a conversation with your friend and say, today in Stanmore is raining, and we're going to have our exercise inside. Subconsciously, you're not aware of it, but you're fitting all of those 2 sentences in one amount of air escaping from your lung, and come in a way of word. So you don't say today is raining. Yeah, you don't segment your word. You just come all in one amount of air coming out of your lung. the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is much more important to be organized, in a sense that somebody who's familiar with Fusha, as soon as you read it, knows exactly what you're talking about. So it's important to know where to stop and where to begin. We have got 19 locations in Quran which are the waqf of aqbah or kufran. What does that mean? That if you stop on those locations, even accidentally, you're turning to meaning so badly on his head that you are committing kufr. You are actually swearing to God or whatever, you know them billah. So those 19 locations is good for anybody who is really into Quran, marketing their Quran so they don't accidentally stop in that location. 19 locations, yeah? I can't go through them, but it takes such a long time, yeah? Then we've got Waqfun Nabi, and this is interesting because Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in that location stopped and paused. Why? Maybe because he wants to emphasize what he says. Yeah, put a stamp on it. So we have got on that Waqfun Nabi, we've got 9 locations in Quran that is marked as Waqf of Rasul. You may say to me, oh, okay, then Prophet probably stopped at the end of every ayah. Yes, of course, he did. But some of those ayah, he had a longer pause. Again, he's trying to emphasize that ayah. Or could be Waqf al-Nabi in the middle of the ayah. So it's good to identify them. There is 9 locations for that. The other one, which is very, very nice, and this is really unusual, I hope you give me an answer for this. We've got 8 locations that Hazrat Jibreel Amin did waqf on that. Then I asked myself as a student, why? Is Jibreel Amin like us, has got lung and he have to breathe, he have to catch his breath? Why did he stop on those locations? But there are 8 locations that Hazrat Jibreel stopped on those locations. Then we have got 10 locations that is waqf. Waqf means the stoppage, of course, I should have explained that. Waqf Qufran. When you stop in that location, you could request Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for forgiveness, and it's invariably accepted. Would you like to know where they are? I'll give you 5 of them, which is very important, and that explains why you're reciting this surah. Surah Yasin. 5 of them is in Surah Yasin. And if you could identify that and pause in there for a few seconds, and then ask Allah for subhanahu wa ta'ala for forgiveness, inshallah it would be granted. So those are the wuquf. Then we go to the question of mat. Mat is very, very... In Surah Yasin? All right, that's a good question. You have to back it with document, don't you? Ayah 51, first of all, Ayah 51 Surah Ma'idah, Ayah 36 Surah An'am, Ayah 18 Surah Sajdah, Ayah 18 Surah Sajdah, and now becomes the 5. Surah Yasin در کلمه آثارهم. And normally there is a ta which is waqf mutlaq, yeah? آثارهم. Ayah 30 Surah Yasin در کلمه على العباد. We've got a jim in there which is waqf jayz. Again, that's a very, very, very important. Ayah 61 Surah Yasin, in the word of Ani Abuduni, Hada Saratum Muslim. Do you remember that? Because you are all memorized Surah Yasin, mashallah. Ani Abuduni, Hada Saratum Mustaqim. Ani Abuduni is the ta waqf mutlaq, so you can stop in there. Ayah 81 Surah Yasin, در كلمة أن يخلق مثلهم. You remember that one? يخلق مثلهم. Again, waqf mutlaq. Then again is Surah Mulk, towards the end of Ayah 19, which there is another waqf Qufran. So 5 important ones in Surah Yasin out of.
Do you have any Quran which has the meaning with this box mentioned?
Sadly, no. Even this, which is very sophisticated, the latest one, it says about waqf al-Nabi and waqf Qufran, but doesn't talk about this waqf munzal. I don't think it does, but let me just have a quick look just to, again, talk evidently. Am I brabbing too much? You're getting bored? You know, or shall I carry on? Inshallah, okay. 46. 46. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. 46 is Ahqaf. Okay, I'll find it for you in a minute, that exactly where the locations are, and whether they are, it is, whether they are identified. Yes, he actually has, yes. On the side of the Quran that is printed in Taj Company Limited, Pakistani one, or the Lahori one, they have wrote on the side, on the border, Waqf Qufran, which is very good. Many Quran hasn't got it. Iranian Quran don't have any. Saudi Quran don't have any. And they don't. Indian Quran are really, one of the most completed Quran for recitation is Indian Quran, because they have been so methodic, really. They have done a fantastic job. How am I doing with time?
I just wanted to ask, you just told us very importantly, can you actually organize with Mosadiq here, actually to publish this thing, where to stop and this thing about the 15 here, 5 here?
Sure.
Yeah, actually, and then it can be distributed among the people, team.
Inshallah.
And I'm sure Mosadiq will help you.
Inshallah.
Right? If there are any cost in producing.
No, not at all. Yeah.
It will help, because we have told us now, the moment we go home, we'll forget about it.
Yes. Okay. Inshallah, yeah, you're absolutely right, and it's a very good idea. May Allah accept it of all of us, inshallah, bi'iznillah. Alhamdulillah. So, when did Quran was revealed to Prophet? We have got a few ayah in Quran that verifies when. The Quran was revealed to Prophet on the night of Qadr, yeah? Inna anzalnahu fi laylatil Qadr. So, it seems that Quran in completion revealed to the heart of Prophet. We have got ayahs from Quran that verify that in so many different places. One of them, for example, it says to Prophet, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, don't rush in reading Quran until it is revealed to you by Jibreel. Don't rush to recite. It looks as if he knew it beforehand. And he was rushing beforehand. And Allah says, hold on. When revealed to you, you can talk about it. So, and it's also, we say, Inna anzalnahu fi laylatil Qadr, so it in one night has been revealed to qalb of Prophet. Then, slowly gone back in revealing in a certain scenario, in certain places, and so therefore the Quran in two level has been revealed, complete to the heart of Prophet, and then from Prophet to the people in various time and various location.
Yes,
By Jibreel, yeah, who told them this is so and so. And in most of them, if you can get hold of not tafsir. I'm so sorry to say this here. I myself am totally against tafsir. Why am I against tafsir? Because Imam Sadiq alayhi salatu wasalam says, if you do tafsir and you're spot on to know what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala means, there is no thank you to you at all. But God helps you if you made a mistake. So that really puts a stop. Not anybody can go and open the Quran. Yeah, I'm going to do tafsir. Yeah, no, this, that, the other. I think is wrong. But to understand Quran, if you read it regularly, shall I show off? Since age 13 or 14, every single day after Fajr, I've recited Quran. To I don't know, so I better not say something that I'm not 100% sure, but I can actually find out about that. Actually, I didn't really quite understand the question again. Allama al-Quran.
Taught the Quran.
Yeah.
خلق الإنسان. Then he created man. And then he taught them the narration of the Quran. So it means that God taught the Quran in its entirety before he created man. That's what I would deduce it.
You're using a phrase that completely throws you out of the meaning. You said, then he created insan. Nowhere that ayah indicates that then was created insan. You know, it's not, there is no such a category to say, no. See? I mean, I don't understand from that ayah that that's what it means. Yeah, but you say that then created that, you yourself categorize it, which I don't think you should.
So was the Prophet born with the Quran in his heart already? When he was born?
No. Quran was revealed to Prophet on the night of Qadr, which would have been month of Ramadan, yeah, one of those 4 nights that they are saying is a night of Qadr, to the heart of Prophet. So the personality of Prophet, of course, was such a unique personality that he knew that the purpose of his khalqat is to be one day a prophet. He must have known that beforehand, because his behavior is towards that anyway. You can actually study the life of Prophet from Ibn Ishaq, which is the historian that wrote exactly what Prophet went and what did he do, what did he say. This is way before, at age of 41, Quran was revealed to the heart of Prophet, at age 41, not even 40. So that indicates that Quran has to come at that time in completion, and then during the 23 years of Prophet, slowly being passed on to Ummah.
But the Prophet was a prophet as he was born. He was not appointed a prophet.
Yeah, obviously, because his behavior, his ethic, everything indicates that he knew within him that he is a chosen person. He is the chosen prophet. Yeah, but the order when to start the public to go out and mention about such a religion would have been at age 41, but with the first surah that revealed to Prophet.
Before everything was created, his nur was already created.
Exactly, yes.
And when he came as a prophet,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
The Quran was revealed to him, and then
Yeah.
it was, as the Jibril said,
Yeah, a stage by stage, you refer to
he
him.
was a prophet even before he was.
Absolutely, yes.
Thank you. Bismillah.
Some of the people argues with Prophet why this Quran was not revealed to you in one go. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala answers in Surah Furqan, ayah 32. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وقال الذين كفروا لولا نزل عليها القرآن جملة واحدة كذلك لنثبت به فؤادك ورتلناه ترتيلا. We revealed this to you, to your heart, yes, but now you have to use it slowly by slowly because your heart would not be able to take it. So this again is an indication of mightiness of the word of God, subhanahu wa ta'ala. How am I doing with time, Akhi?
Ask the chairman, he will tell you. Sultan,
Yeah, sure. Just a story. Yeah, just a story came to my head about Quran. You know, I put so much emphasis on Quran, and everybody say you are going mad. We have got, you know, the story of Hazrat Musa went to the mountain and asked Allah, "Can I see you?" And said, "You never, lan tarani, never see me." But you look at the Jabal. If you can, Jabal stays in its place, then you know something about this. And when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala do tajalli to the mountain, it just exploded. Remember this, and let me take you to Surah Al-Hashr. لو أنزلنا هذا أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم لو أنزلنا هذا القرآن على جبل لرأيته خاشعا متصدعا لخشية الله. If I reveal this Quran to the mountain, you would see the mountain would explode. Explode mountain then for Musa, explode mountain here with Quran. So Quran is not separate from Allah. Allah is not separate from Quran. Quran is, if you like, Allah in your home. If you go for it, if you read it, and you ponder on it. People say to me, how do I know this is Arabic and a Fusha Arabic, very old Arabic? How do I know what it's talking about? You don't need to know. You read it, and it comes to your heart. Honestly, it does. The meaning gradually sits in your heart. You don't know Arabic, but you seem to understand the essence of the word and the ayah and the surah. Okay, I've got so much to say.
We'll take it.
Good. This is the ayah that I was talking about. Surah Taha, ayah 114. وَلَا تَعْجَلْ بِالْقُرْآنِ مِنْ قَبْلَ أَنْ يُقْضَى إِلَيْكَ وَحْيُهُ. Don't hurry on reading Quran until it is wahy to you to do so. Everything seems to be organized. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala just categorize everything. There is a time for everything, you don't rush anything. Or in Surah Qiyamah, لا تحرك به لسانك لتعجل به إن علينا جمعه وقرآنه فإذا قرأنا قرآنه فاتبع قرآنه ثم إن إلينا جمعه. Okay, brothers. So, let me take you very quickly to Habs of Quran. What happened there? Kuffar, they used to come and really tease our Prophet, blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to him, that they come and say, oh, tell us about this, tell us about that. And in one occasion, Prophet said, I shall tell you tomorrow the answer. And Jibreel didn't come, didn't bring any ayah. And Kuffar, they were laughing at Prophet. See, the wahy has stopped. You're not going to get any ayah anymore. It's finished. And Prophet obviously was very upset, very, very upset. Didn't know what is happening. They said the duration of that was 12, some written, some said 15, some said 25 days that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not reveal any ayah to Prophet. And Prophet obviously was very anxious. Then the Surah Al-Dhuha was revealed to Prophet. وَالضُّحَى وَاللَّيْلِ إِذَا سَجَى مَا وَدَّعَكَ رَبَّكَ وَمَا قَلَى. I have not forgotten you and I have not abandoned you. And then in Surah Al-Kahf, he does teaching Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to Prophet. Whenever you want to do something, بإذن الله, inshallah, has to be. If it is not, then it's not with the izn of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that duration called Habs of Nuzul, the Nuzul, did not take place. I talked about the collection of Quran or getting Quran together. And now I can talk to you about the formation of the written. The formation of the written, any of you have been to Mashhad, inshallah, I hope you've been, and if you haven't been, may Allah give you tawfiq to go to Mashhad. And if you do, one of the places that I think you should visit is the Museum of Imam Reza alayhi salatu wassalam, which is just next to Masjid Goharshad. In this museum, you see the actual page that Imam Ali alayhi salatu wassalam has written a Quran. In a museum close to Haram of Imam Reza, the Museum of Imam Reza. And another one with Khat Agha Abdullah al-Hussein, which is really is a joy to look at it. It's behind the glass screen, of course, bulletproof and so on and so forth. And there is no nuqta, dot. There is no fatha, dhamma, kasra. There is no shadda, none of those. It's just, why? Because the Arab of the time, is their language and they could read it. How long did it take for nuqta to appear? 300 years after Prophet, by a guy called Nasr ibn Asim al-Laysi al-Basri. He actually invented dots. And then after that, there was another Iranian Qari, I think it was about 350 years after that. and he invited shadda, tashdid. And gradually all of this signage appear on the Quran to help us to get as close as possible to recitation of Qurra or Hafizin, or Prophet himself, or Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam. Oh God, what would happen to Ummah if we didn't have Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam? Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Muhammad. The work he did with Quran and what we have at the moment is not from anybody else but Imam Ali alayhi salam. Even with the form that we've got is from him and his work and those 7 students that he worked with. Yeah?
This Quran in Birmingham that is there,
Yeah.
carbon copy that they have was it written by?
Sorry?
When was it written by? The one that was garden.
I don't know who wrote that, but if you look at it, have you seen it, Akhi? Have anybody seen that Quran in? Have you? Does it have? I haven't. I wish to God I could go and see it. Does it have all the Fatahas and Makasra dots and all of that?
No, it doesn't have perfect spread.
That's it. That's it. That's how it was at the time. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. So the Rasm al-Khatt Quran, the style of writing of Quran, again introduced by an Iranian fella. See, we are guilty of something. So that's what they've done. There is 3 locations in Quran that is misspelling, and we kept it misspelled. Would you believe that? We've got ayat 245 Surah Al-Baqarah. If you look at it, it says yabsutu, yeah, yabsutu, and on top of the sad, he just put a tiny sin to tell you this should have been sin. Somebody made a mistake at that time and did it with sad, and we had to respect it and keep it as it is, because otherwise we are interfering with the word of God. So that's one place that is kept and it is sin. Or on Surah Tur, on Surah Tur, Surah Al-A'raf, ayah 69, Al-Musaytirun. This is supposed to be read with sin, not with sword. And Surah Al-Qashiyah, ayah 22, Be-Musaytir, which is supposed to be sin. So these are the things that happened as misspelling, but anybody during 300 or 400 years after Prophet, that we kept it as it is because we did not dare to interfere with Quran as it was written originally. How is the time, Akhi?
No, we still got time. No.
You got time? Sorry.
I think there was some changes. The Saudis wanted to make in the Quran, and I wrote down Somali about it. He said we should keep the Quran the way it is. There are some rough changes, you can say, but they're not significant, and we shouldn't change it. We should use it exactly what you say.
Yes.
Our Somali is like the same.
Yes, that's true.
During the time of Osman, that's when the Quran was compiled, right?
Well, that's the claim of the Azman.
And was that written in a Kufi script, or was it what's now?
Yeah, with the Kufi on the language of the
At
time.
the time, it
Yeah,
was
with the language of time, yes. Something I wanted to tell you which escaped my head is with regard to, yes. Now, the variation of Quran. Some anti-Islam people argue that, look, you claim your Quran is one. You look at, for example, the Quran in Morocco. Have you read Moroccan Quran? You can't read it, really. You can't read it. It's very, very difficult. But all of this Quran help you to move towards the original recitation of Quran. So it really doesn't matter if there is a few Fathas and Makasra is missing in one Quran, in another one there are. It doesn't change the essence of the word. Then you say to me, the Qara, now all of you listen to YouTube, don't you, to the Qaris, and you're trying to find out which ayah, and you find the ayah, and you look at it, oh my God, he made a mistake. is اختلاف قراءة. اختلاف قراءة appeared, now this appeared during the time of Osman. The Qurra, some of them, Qurra Ashra, they named them, they are Qurra, that they were from different region of Islamic empire, so therefore they had a strong accent. Like for example, here, somebody speak to us Scottish, for some of us is a bit difficult to understand, or Irish or what have you, is the regional accent. So regional accent influence in Qira'at al-Quran, and we create the variation. This is one version that why ikhtilaf al-Qira'at appears. Another version is this, that some of the scholars at the time, the Qurra Sab'a, they said, okay, for example, La Ya'lamun, maybe because at the time there wasn't the 2 dot on there. It may have been on top. La Ta'lamun. Does it affect the meaning of the Quran? Very little. It says, La Ya'lamun, they don't know. La Ta'lamun, you don't know. Yeah? So those are ikhtilaf al-qira'ah that appear. So if you are listening to the Qari who recite ikhtilaf al-qira'ah, now it's become fashion. Everybody wants to read ikhtilaf al-qira'ah. If they are reading ikhtilaf al-qira'ah, don't be alarmed. This is what has been narrated and has been fixed in the book of Tajweed, that this Qari would recite according to this, and that Qari recite according to that. Yeah? It's very popular.
There is one person who used to recite Hadith Kisa.
Yes.
When you have Furqan Yasri,
Yeah.
he used to say Furqan Tasri.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, he must have taken that from.
Okay?
He must have taken it from one of the Qurra. Is it okay or not? The Qari that recites, for example, my brother, as I said, he was an international referee. He would have asked the Qari who come for a competition. He says, based on who you're reciting, you have to establish who are you. If you're reciting based on Varsh, then you can't go jump from this to that, to that, to that. Stick with the Varsh. Or Hafs, you have to stick with the Hafs. So that is true. It may have that happen in Dua, I don't know. But in Quran, that does happen. I mean, when you listen to YouTube, you can actually notice that there is ikhtilaf al-qira'ah in the recitation.
Could you explain it further, this Hafs and Nash? I find it difficult to understand. Can you explain it further?
Yeah, these are the Qurra Sab'a at the time of Prophet. I forgot to mention to you, Abu al-Aswad Du'ali, he was the one that created harakat for Quran. And the dot was done again by Abu al-Aswad Du'ali. Right, what did you say, Akhi? Sorry. You asked about ikhtilaf al-qira'ah, yeah? Yeah, okay. I had a dim here. I came prepared because I knew you guys are way too intelligent for me. So I didn't want to embarrass Brother Musaddaq. So I've come with some information. Right, ikhtilaf al-qira'at. We have got 7 established Qari, yeah, at the time of Osman. Strange enough, 3 of them are from Kufa, yeah, which shows they have been influenced by Imam Ali alayhi salatu wassalam. 2 of them from Iran, Qurra Sab'a, and the others from Medina and Mecca. And this Qurra Sab'a, they had a student, obviously they had class like yourself, Akhi. And then they have a student. Those students, 3 of them become famous because they were really good students of this alim. And they are narrated as well. There is a book that they said, we read in this way because we are following, for example, so and so and so. So the first one is Hafs. One of his students is, the first one is Nafi'. His student is Hafs, and another one of his students is Qalun. Marhum Abdul Basit Abdul Samad has recited the whole of Quran in YouTube in Qalun. So you can listen to it so you know that the Qalun, what is it? What is it that in Qalun? And then the third one was Varsh. The Quran that we have got is Varsh and An-Nafi. And we all established this is the one and we are not going to go anywhere else. That's the one we're going to do it. Then we've got Al-Bazzi, who's narrated from Ibn Kathir. Qumbal has narrated from Ibn Kathir, so that means that's his second student. Yeah. Then we've got Amr, and Duri has narrated from Abi Amr. Khalaf has narrated from Hamza. Abu al-Haris and Kasai, Ibn Marwan and Abi Ja'far from Khalaf and Bazzi. So these are the Qur'an Ashra or Qur'an Sab'a. Qur'an Sab'a is the most famous one. From Qur'an Ashra, perhaps one or three of those additional Ashra may have been a student of the Qur'an Sab'a. Yeah? Okay. Now, I talked to you about the tune, the melody that you choose to recite. As my student, I say to them that, look, is there any song melody that you just in your head keep going again and again and again? Some of them, they do have some of them. For example, in Marsiya, they recited Marsiya, they like Marsiya. I said, take that, put it on recitation of Quran, but expand it. Then that would be your first step to recitation with maqam, with Gharai. Yeah? So that's my recommendation to all of you, inshallah. I hope you enjoyed my yapping around. And I ask your dua, بإذن الله, inshallah, بر خاتم أنبياء Muhammad, salawat.
Thank you so much indeed.
If there is any question on that.
It is believed that the Quran was compiled during the Osman. While compiling, did you leave anything outside?
They burned them. Apparently.
No, we can't hear. We can't hear.
Sorry. Yeah. What he did, he said, there are some huffaz, there are some people who wrote it on a piece of leather, on a bone of a camel. Bring them all, bring them all, bring them all. They brought them all. And Ibn Thabit looked through them and he decided. They gave all the credit to Ibn Thabit, my God. Ibn Thabit came and looked at it and put them together and said, this is the Quran. They said, okay, burn all the rest. Everything was burned.
Okay.
Now, what was in it was burned. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows. In Surah, this is quite unusual, really unusual. I have been mystified with this. Allow me just 2 seconds to find it for you, please. In Surah Al-Ma'idah, towards the end of Surah Al-Nisa. In the end of Surah Al-Nisa, one ayah is totally, it looks out of place. Have you noticed that? No? Have you? Yeah. It is, from beginning it talks about inheritance, so on and so forth, then goes on to any other subject. And suddenly, the very last ayah, he comes back and talks about inheritance. Yes. Yeah, the end of Surah An-Nisa, ayah 176. That unusual. Wallahu alam. But we know that Prophet ordered this ayah has to be after that ayah, after that ayah, after that ayah. The sequences is very, very important in Quran.
So his sequence was not followed by Uthman at all. The sequence of the Prophet was not followed by Uthman at all.
Probably it didn't. But what we have got, some of the scholars say that what we have got, whatever we have got, has been stamped by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is good enough for you to follow. For example, there is so much talk about huruf al-muqatta'a, alif, lam, mim, sad, noon. What are they? Nobody knows what it is. But one thing they are all in common. You can notice that. I noticed that. As soon as the letter of Muqatta appears at the beginning of the surah, talks about Quran. Nothing else but Quran. They are all linked to each other. It looks to me that's the key to open the surah, the Quran. So 29 surah in Quran begins with huruf muqatta'a, which nobody knows what does it mean. Barkhatam Abyamas. Yes, Akhi.
In Tartib al-Nuzul, we find that the first surah, first ayah which was revealed was Iqra bismi rabbik.
Yes.
The second surah was Surah Qalam.
Surah?
Qalam.
Yeah.
Surah Qalam. But we see that towards the very end of the chapter, the 30th, these surahs are included. But it is actually the first surah, first ayah, then Qalam, second, so on and so forth. So when Imam Ali, the other thing was, I understand, because I talked to my son about this, is that the Holy Prophet has put a stamp on the Quran because he used to recite each and every ayah in his nawafil, in his prayer,
Yeah.
which Imam Ali did that. So it is accepted that the whole Quran that is in front of us, it is the complete Quran.
Yes.
The
Yes.
Holy Prophet recited that
Yes. Yes.
before he passed away.
Yes.
But when it was then recompiled and we give the reward of this to Imam Ali, how come that the surah are not in Tartib al-Nuzul, but in different forms?
Yes. You mean the categorization that we see in Quran, it doesn't actually indicate the beginning and the end in terms of revelation. The first one was Iqra bismi rabbika alladhi khalaq. And the last one is the Surah An-Nasr. إِذَا جَاءَ نَصْرُ اللَّهِ وَالْفَتْحُ. Prophet ﷺ was in bed. He was very ill that this surah was revealed to him. So then the question is, Al-Yawma akmaltu lakum dinakum, when did it come? Is this the last one or is not? Some scholars they said, well, it could be a few ayah that may have come after in narration. But the actual surah was Surah An-Nasr, the last surah, complete surah that was revealed to Prophet. إِذَا جَاءَ نَصْرُ اللَّهِ وَالْفَتْحُ وَرَأَيْتَ النَّاسَ يَدْخُلُونَ فِي دِينِ اللَّهِ أَفْوَاجًا فَسَبِّحْ بِحَمْدِ رَبِّكَ وَاسْتَغْفِرْهُ إِنَّهُ كَانَ تَوَّابًا.
Another thing is this compilation by Islam. Okay, and few of them were just left out. Then did Imam Ali comment on that one? That the Quran which is compiled at the moment, there are certain things which are missing. Did he comment on that?
I have not seen anywhere, and not only that, during the time of Imam Ali, after the fajr of the breaking the door and set fire to it, and by force getting bay'at from him, Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam and his wisdom was quiet, very quiet. Only he came when they need his advice about a matter. This is quite really heart-rending for us Shia, that Imam for such a long time was quiet. He didn't make any opinion about whether this Quran is good or bad, when this riwayat is correct or not correct. Nothing. And it is very, for us, is almost a tragedy, but Imam in his wisdom knew what he was doing. So he didn't do it. And I don't think he made any comment with regard to that. Have you seen it anywhere?
No, just asking.
Yeah, no. I haven't come across it.
What Malim says is very relevant. But when Imam did become the Khalifa for the 4 years,
Yes.
he didn't change one ayah of the Quran.
No, he didn't. He did, yeah, and all of the Aimma read the same Quran. All of them did. Imam Sajjad, Imam Baghar, all of them, they read the same.
Thank you very much.
You are very, very welcome.
Sit where you are because you
Enough time, I will talk about the problems that we see in Iran at the moment, but for next time.
Inshallah, next time we'll invite. Sit down here with Reza Yasin. I will just make one announcement.
Can anybody else do it now?
I'll repeat this announcement I made earlier on regarding the Leicester Jamaat has invited us to go for the Imam Zamana Day on the 15th of March. I've got to get the dates right, yeah? And please, if you want to come to Leicester with us, please give your name to Hazrat Dala there. The cost for transportation is £10 a head, and please give your name by 8th of March so that we can make provision for transportation and give information to Leicester seniors for catering purposes. Also, on that day, we'll still have a program here for those people who don't want to come. So the program will still continue here, those who don't want to come. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Muhammad. The time here? Oh, the time there, sorry, it starts 11 o'clock. No, there it starts at 11. We will leave here at 9 o'clock. I believe it takes 2 hours to go to Leicester. So we will leave here at 9 o'clock to go to Leicester. Yeah. Anybody else? If you want any more information, please contact me. Sorry? Azad says £10. Don't forget, the cost of the transportation is £10.
Is it non-refundable?
Not refundable, no. Yeah. When the Yasin is being said, can you please request quiet, please? Thank you.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ياسين والقرآن الحكيم إنك لمن المرسلين على صراط مستقيم تنزيل العزيز الرحيم لتنذر قوما ما أنذر آباؤهم فهم غافلون لقد حق القول على أكثرهم فهم لا يؤمنون إنا جعلنا في أعناقهم أغلالا فهي إلى الأذقان فهم مقمحون وجعلنا من بين أيديهم سدا ومن خلفهم سدا فأغشيناهم فهم لا يبصرون وسواء عليهم أنذرتهم أم لم تنذرهم لا يؤمنون إنما تنذر من اتبع الذكر وخشي الرحمن بالغيب فبشروا بمغفرة وأجر كريم إنا نحن نحيي الموتى ونكتب ما قدموا وآثارهم وقف غفران وكل شيء أحصيناه في إمام مبين واضرب لهم مثلا أصحاب القرية إذ جاءها المرسلون إذ أرسلنا إليهم 2 فكذبوهما فعززنا بالثالث فقالوا إنا إليكم مرسلون قالوا ما أنتم إلا بشر مثلنا وما أنزل الرحمن من شيء إن أنتم إلا تكذبون قالوا ربنا يعلم إنا إليكم لمرسلون وما علينا إلا البلاغ المبين قالوا إنا تطيرنا بكم لئن لم تنتهوا لنرجمنكم وليمسنكم منا عذاب عليم قالوا طائركم معكم إن ذكرتم بل أنتم قوم مسرفون وجاء من أقصى المدينة رجل يسعى قال يا قوم اتبعوا المرسلين اتبعوا من لا يسألكم أجرا وهم مهتدون وما لي لا أعبد الذي فطرني وإليه ترجعون أأتخذ من دونه آلهة إن يردني الرحمن بضر لا تغني عني شفاعتهم شيئا ولا ينقذون إني إذا لفي ضلال مبين إني آمنت بربكم فاسمعون قيل ادخل الجنة قال يا ليت قومي يعلمون بما غفر لي ربي وجعلني من المكرمين وما أنزلنا على قومه من بعده من جند من السماء وما كنا منزلين إن كانت إلا صيحة واحدة فإذا هم خامدون يا حسرة على العباد استغفر الله ربي واتوب عليه. ما يأتيهم من رسول إلا كانوا به يستهزئون ألم يروا كما أهلكنا قبلهم من القرون أنهم إليهم لا يرجعون وإن كل لما جميع لدينا محضرون وآية لهم الأرض الميتة أحييناها وأخرجنا منها حبا فمنها يأكلون وجعلنا فيها جنات من نخيل وعناب وفجرنا فيها من العيون ليأكلوا من ثمره وما عملته أيديهم أفلا يشكرون سبحان الذي خلق الأزواج كلها مما تنبت الأرض ومن أنفسهم ومما لا يعلمون وآية لهم الليل نسلخ منه النهار فإذا هم مظلمون والشمس تجري لمستقر لها ذلك تقدير العزيز العليم والقمر قدرناه منازل حتى عاد كالعرجون القديم لا الشمس ينبغي لها أن تدرك القمر ولا الليل سابق النهار وكل في فلك يسبحون وآية لهم أنا حملنا ذريتهم في الفلك المشحون وخلقنا لهم من مثله ما يركبون وإن نشأ نغرقهم فلا صريخ لهم ولا هم ينقذون إلا رحمة منا ومتاعا إلى حين وإذا قيل لهم اتقوا ما بين أيديكم وما خلفكم لعلكم ترحمون وما تأتيهم من آية من آيات ربهم إلا كانوا عنها معرضين وإذا قيل لهم أنفقوا مما رزقكم الله قال الذين كفروا للذين آمنوا أنطعم من لو يشاء الله أطعمه إن أنتم إلا في ضلال مبين ويقولون متى هذا الوعد إن كنتم صادقين ما ينظرون إلا صيحة واحدة تأخذهم وهم يقسمون فلا يستطيعون توصية ولا إلى أهلهم يرجعون ونفخ في السور فإذا هم من الأجداث إلى ربهم ينسلون قالوا يا ويلنا من بعثنا من مرقدنا هذا ما وعد الرحمن وصدق المرسلون إن كانت إلا صيحة واحدة فإذا هم جميع لدينا محضرون فاليوم لا تظلم نفس شيئا ولا تجزون إلا ما كنتم تعملون إن أصحاب الجنة اليوم في شغل فاكهون هم وأزواجهم في ظلال على الأرائك متكئون لهم فيها فاكهة ولهم ما يدعون سلام قولا من رب رحيم وامتازوا اليوم أيها المجرمون ألم أعهد إليكم يا بني آدم ألا تعبدوا الشيطان إنه لكم عدو مبين وأن اعبدوني استغفر الله ربي وأتوب إليه هذا صراط مستقيم ولقد أضل منكم جبلا كثيرا أفلم تكونوا تعقلون هذه جهنم التي كنتم توعدون اصلوها اليوم بما كنتم تكفرون اليوم نختم على أفواههم وتكلمنا أيديهم وتشهد أرجلهم بما كانوا يكسبون ولو نشاء لطمسنا على أعينهم فاستبقوا الصراط فأنى يبصرون ولو نشاء لمسخناهم على مكانتهم فما استطاعوا مضيا ولا يرجعون ومن نعمره ننكس في الخلق أفلا يعقلون وما علمناه الشعر وما ينبغي له إن هو إلا ذكر وقرآن مبين لينذر من كان حيا ويحق القول على الكافرين أولم يروا أنا خلقنا لهم مما عملت أيدينا أنعاما فهم لها مالكون وذللناها لهم فمنها ركوبهم ومنها يأكلون ولهم فيها منافع ومشارب أفلا يشكرون واتخذوا من دون الله آلهة لعلهم ينصرون لا يستطيعون نصرا وهم لهم جند محضرون فلا يحزنك قولهم إنا نعلم ما يسرون وما يعلنون أفلم يرى الإنسان أنا خلقناه من نطفة فإذا هو خصيم مبين وضرب لنا مثلا ونسي خلقه قال من يحيي العظام وهي رميم قل يحيي الذي أنشأها أول مرة وهو بكل خلق عليم الذي جعل لكم من الشجر الأخضر نارا فإذا أنتم منه توقدون أوليس الذي خلق السماوات والأرض بقادر على أن يخلق مثلهم بلى هو الخلاق العليم إنما أمره إذا أراد شيئا أن يقول له كن فيكون فسبحان الذي بيده ملكوت كل شيء وإليه ترجعون صدق الله العلي العظيم. در خاتم محمد صلوات. Please recite Surah Al-Fatiha for Shafa al-Marza, for Maghfirah of all of our Amwat, and for our children to be Salih, inshallah. يقرأ الفاتحة مع الإخلاص والصلوات. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين.
Thank you so much indeed. You do Ziyarat for us? We should get a glass of water for you.
السلام علیکم یا رسول اللہ، السلام علیکم یا امیر المؤمنین، السلام علیکم یا فاطمۃ الزہرا سیدۃ النساء العالمین، السلام علیکم یا حسن المجتبی، السلام علیکم یا حسین شہید بکربلا، السلام علیکم یا علی ابن الحسین زین العابدین، السلام علیکم یا محمد ابن علی الباقر النبیین، السلام علیکم یا جعفر ابن محمد الصادق، السلام علیکم یا موسیٰ ابن جعفر الکاظم، السلام علیکم علی ابن موسیٰ یا رضا، السلام علیکم محمد ابن علی التقی الجواد، السلام علیکم علی ابن محمد الہادی النقی، السلام علیکم حسن ابن علی الزکی العسکری، السلام علیکم حجت اللہ ابن الحسن یا صاحب الیس والزمان، السلام علیکم کعبۃ الایمان، السلام علیکم شریک القرآن، عجل اللہ فرجہ وسہل اللہ تعالی مخرجہ وظہورک ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ.
So we're going to have a group photograph down there with the Sheikh here. So please, let's stand there and have a group photograph. Oh, and namaz time is 12:21 today, 12:21.
For the breakfast.
Oh, and for Sultan Bhai here saying that please donate generously for your morning tea you had here. The box is there.
Even 50 pence, 20 pence, 1 pound,
Anything you like.
any amount.